Hello everybody and welcome back to GGN for today in esports and a rapid fire preview and a recap of what you might have missed through the weekend. Starting off with Counter-Strike, the Austin Major is now underway and we got some opening matchups starting off at the time of release for today's episode. We got teams like FlyQuest as well as Heroic trying to fight for a spot to then face the top three later on in the Swiss and playoff brackets. But this tournament does mark a massive milestone for Counter-Strike as we do have twin brothers Adam and Susp facing off against each other in the opening round matchup for a best of one. Should be a very fun time for those two. In other Counter-Strike news, if you missed it last week, Nekrich is now entering into the conversation as IEM Katowice through the many different years that we've been traveling to a very historic city in Poland. We will no longer be doing so in July 2026. Nekrich is the new destination. In Call of Duty League news, the pro teams are still scrimming each other for top 8 as Champs in Ontario is about to be getting underway in about 3 weeks' time. But for the Challengers teams, they were competing in the last chance qualifier to find out who the top 1 team was in the last remaining across all 4 of the regions from this past weekend to compete at Challengers Finals. Remember, if you place top 3 at Challengers Finals, you actually qualify for the Esports World Cup. Even Fame was competing in this last week's competition at the LA Thieves compound. Now transferring over to League of Legends. Just this past weekend, we did have some lower round 1 matches for the spring playoffs for LTA North. And, well, Dignitas and 100 Thieves, they did lose their series, thus being eliminated at top 8. For the LEC on the other side, their playoffs are still happening at the time of this recording, and the number 1 and number 2 team from their spring split are currently facing off against each other for their tournament life. Remember, for the entirety of this tournament, if you place top 2, you're actually going to the Esports World Cup, both for the LEC and LTA. As we prepare ourselves for Masters Toronto, Valorant does have some other news. Most importantly is that they are moving to Unreal 5. This is to better their frame rate and other mass performance issues. Though for the rank scene, some of you might be having some of these issues. 2FA is now going to be twofold to try to combat against some of these Smurfs in those rank games. And then finally, in other news, shout out Roblox for Grow a Garden for shattering a player count record of 11 million plus players at once. This shatters PUBG's previous held record at 3.2 million. Did we miss anything? Let us know in the comments down below. And of course, make sure you subscribe to tune in to the bigger episode of Today in Esports that comes out later this week. On top of everything to do with GGN, we'll see you on the next video.